Hey guys, welcome back to CLOWNFISH TV. This is Kneon. We're going to talk about the Rise of Skywalker. It still hasn't broken $1 billion at the box office. I know it sounds kind of crazy that it's a disappointment. But it is a disappointment because it's actually the slowest Star Wars sequel movie to hit $1 billion. Now, it is supposed to hit $1 billion this week, but it's moving at a snail's pace. So before we get into the video, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We're at about almost 90,000 subs, hoping for 100,000 soon. Thank you so much for the support. So here we go. I actually did an article on Pirates and Princesses earlier today about the fact that Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker hasn't broken $1 billion at the box office. It's currently sitting at only 989 million. Now, for any other movie, that would be great. But we are talking about a Star Wars movie. We are talking about, what was supposed to be the big finale, the biggest Star Wars movie ever, the end of all of Star Wars until they make another one. And currently, after 24 days, it's only at 989 million worldwide. Now, China was a complete bust, and I know everybody's like, oh my god, China never does good with Star Wars. Yeah, but it never does this bad either. China was a complete bust. They hate this sequel trilogy in China. Absolutely hate it. Not helping. So just to put this in perspective, Joker hit $1 billion on a $50 million budget, $60 million budget. It was an R-rated movie, so they didn't have the kids, and it was never released in China. This mofo is probably going to cost Disney like $500 or $600 million between the marketing, the reshoots. It might even cost more than that. I think this movie is probably still in the red, and it will crawl. It will lurch its way to $1 billion. We never doubted it would hit $1 billion, but I have to admit I'm pretty surprised that it has taken this long. It is very, very slow going, and it got its ass kicked by 1917 this weekend. So we'll talk a little bit about that too. But yeah, just to put this in perspective, I went out and I found how many days it took for the other two Star Wars sequel movies to hit $1 billion. Force Awakens did it in only 12 days. The Last Jedi, which people hated, did it in 19 days. Now we're 24 days from opening, and it's close to the $1 billion mark. It's happening very, very slow though. So I mean, look, if you had any doubt about whether or not the general public has run out of give a shit for Star Wars, this pretty much nails it. Like, people don't care. Not like they used to. Not in the numbers that Disney would like to see. And this is on top of the merchandise not selling, and other problems with Star Wars. Galaxy's Edge being called a flop. It's just Star Wars is not the brand it used to be. Thank you, Lucasfilm, for that. And yeah, it's not doing so hot on Rotten Tomatoes either. It's at 53%. It's got the same critical score as The Phantom Menace. Now, the funny thing is, Geeky and I went out there before and we looked at the audience score for The Rise of Skywalker. It's still sitting at 86% with 90,000 verified ratings. I don't think that's possible. I think this is Disney making a couple of phone calls, trying to save this movie. Didn't work, and I still think it's in the red. I think it's in the red. So right now, the only Star Wars a lot of people care about, including us, is The Mandalorian. So here, we're going to show you what happened this weekend. 1917 kicked Star Wars ass. It made $37 million at fewer locations than Star Wars. $37 million at 3,400 locations. Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker at 4,200 locations only made $15 million bucks. Jumanji only made a little less than that. So, I mean, this movie does not have the legs that the previous two entries in the Disney sequel trilogy had. Not at all. So other people picking up on the fact that it's slow going. I have to wonder. I put that article out this morning. I gotta wonder if they didn't borrow some of the numbers. But I digress. So where does Star Wars go from here? I have no idea. We have no idea. We've talked about, I mean, obviously everything's going to Disney Plus. We got to wonder if Disney didn't think that this one was going to be a dud because they were already prematurely announcing that the future of Star Wars was going to be on the streaming service and not necessarily theatrical releases, but now they're talking about this like Yoda, New Republic, Old Republic series that they're doing where they're going to retcon the Old Republic era. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't think Disney knows what the hell they're doing or what's going on with Star Wars. But really interesting. This is pretty much what we predicted. I'm going to be honest. We said it's going to make $1 billion, but it's going to underperform. And yeah, I'm really curious to see what the body count is going to be like after it's all said and done, because this movie is incredibly expensive. It was incredibly expensive. It had reshoots and everything else, and I think they're definitely in the red. And they're probably banking on, you know, DVD sales, Blu-ray sales, and it having a longer shelf life, I guess, as being part of the saga. I don't know, but I think Disney kind of knew this was coming. I really do. I think that they have already moved on. Now the question is, will Star Wars fans move on with Disney, or will they move on to other franchises entirely? I think, honestly, they're just moving on to other stuff. So we're going to wrap this one up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we will talk later. Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.